I really don't want to spend too much time talking about this, but it is a point I realized when I was at work. Primordial heat, okay? Okay, so you have Earth, and you have Venus. I don't know how to spell today. V-E-N-U-S. Okay. Now, let's go over some differences, all right? Primordial heat, magnetic field, water, oceans, you have, well, hell, life, and its atmosphere, and primordial heat, we'll just sum that up with lava and magma, okay? Now, establishment science, they like to say that these two are twins. Oh, forgot one. Mass and phases of matter. Okay. All right, got all that? Good. Earth has leftover primordial heat. Yes. Venus, no. Earth has a magnetic field. Does Venus? No. Earth has water oceans. Does Venus? Nope. Earth has life? Yes. Does Venus? Nope. Earth has an atmosphere? Yes. Does Venus? Yes. Is their composition the same? No. Earth? How many? 6 sextillion tons? Somewhere around there. Venus? What, 5 sextillion tons? So, about the same. Phases of matter. Venus is solid almost all the way throughout the object. Earth is liquid, as we can see from the lava and magma. The oceans, and solids, because of the core and the crust. Are these twins? They have so many dissimilarities, yet establishment science wants to say the twins. Isn't that strange? How is it that Earth is still hot, has a magnetic field, has water oceans, has life, has a different atmosphere, and yet Venus doesn't have primordial heat left over from formation, doesn't have a magnetic field, doesn't have water oceans, doesn't have life, its atmosphere is different. The only thing similar, and this is why I think they called them twins, was their mass. This means they try to classify everything by mass, and that's incredibly dumb, because you have these objects being different in almost every single regard. Okay? And the reason why I want to talk about this is because what I mentioned earlier, primordial heat. Earth, iron core, outer core, magma, okay? Venus, about the same size, core, maybe an outer core, but yet all this is salt, okay? I'll just draw these lines to represent it being solid, and the wavy lines are representing liquid. All right? But if this equals that in age, and they're both the same size, okay? But roughly about the same radius, okay? Roughly the same mass, almost. How is it that this is still liquid in its interior, and this is completely solidified? how is it this has a magnetic field, okay, and this doesn't? Clearly, what we have here is Venus is old. It's older than Earth. Find me a scientific article where it shows you somebody saying that Venus is older than Earth, because that's what I think it is. I think it's completely mutually exclusive of Earth, and I think it came from somewhere else in the galaxy. And its current orbit was not at all where it formed, as well as neither was Earth's, Venus's, Mercury's, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, Uranus. All those objects formed from somewhere else, completely different inside the galaxy. And it's the sun which adopted them. This is the youngest object. So what we have is the primordial heat from when the star Earth was in its very last stages of evolution, just happened to get adopted by the sun, and Venus was also in the vicinity, meaning these two are not twins. They're not even related to each other. They're not twins. This is like a grandma. This is a grandma. This is, I'd say an older uncle, if you will. These two are completely mutually exclusive of each other, and they were not formed from a protoplanetary disk. They are ancient stars. This is a dead black dwarf star, and this is on its way, well on its way to becoming a black dwarf star similar to Venus. And if you'll notice why I mentioned that, because when the Earth's magnetic field dies and the interior solidifies, okay, just like it will with Venus, as the Earth ages, it will cease the ability to block incoming solar radiation, and the atmosphere, I haven't worked out the model for that, but the atmosphere will become thicker in CO2, okay? The oxygen will combine with carbon, and it will cease its ability to sustain life. It will sterilize the surface of the star. That's as well as the leftover lava escaping through the crust, and it will cause somewhat of a compression, meaning the crust will fall inwards more, causing the Earth to shrink a little bit more. And it will eventually resemble Venus. Not the exact radius, but it will resemble Venus. No life, no magnetic field, the oceans will have evaporated back into interstellar space, and it will be a sterile star. As well, I wanted to mention this because terraforming this, or terraforming Mars, is, well, I just want to say one thing. You can't live on a star that doesn't have a protective magnetic field. If you're going to go anywhere in interstellar space, you have to have a protective magnetic field around you because of the radiating stars that are out there. These things you have to protect yourself from. And the only way to do that is to have a strong magnetic field, making sure that ionizing radiation doesn't give you cancer. Okay? Hopefully this talk clarifies things a little bit more for people. If you have any questions or comments, please post them below.